I was asking you before we went on the internet a little bit about this very thing, and that is that I find myself forgetting things every once in a while. So I think that a lot of us do, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're predisposed to Alzheimer's or that we have early Alzheimer's.
Correct. And we actually have a pamphlet available at the Alzheimer's Association that it's on the 10 warning signs, and it shows what dementia-related versus age-related issues are, and they do them side by side, so you can compare them and say, okay.
Right.
And sometimes, even us, as staff, have to look at that every once in a while just for reassurance.
Right. I can imagine. Right. But gosh, I mean, we all forget where we put our keys.
Exactly.
Or we forget. Sometimes we'll forget an appointment or something. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's Alzheimer's.
Exactly.
Right. Wow. Now, while we're on that, I'm just wondering. Is Alzheimer's, is that hereditary? Is that something that if, say, your grandparents had or your parents have, is that something that you could say, wow, my chances of getting it are a lot greater?
Recent studies have shown that there is an increased potential if one does have a family member's parent or siblings with Alzheimer's, but there isn't anything definitive, and they don't have any it's not hard science. It's something that could, it could be true, but just like so many other things, one day it's true and the next day it's not.
Right, gotcha. So
Yeah.
the best thing, again, going back to Carol's question, is get those 10 warning signs from the Alzheimer's Association or on the internet, and then if you still are concerned, make an appointment with your primary care physician or a neurologist.
Absolutely.
Right. Jim and Sandy are asking, our mother is 80 years old. She drives. She lives alone. She's very stubborn. I've heard that before. Any ideas on how to approach talking to her about the signs that we've noticed that she denies of Alzheimer's? That's got to be very difficult.
It is challenging, and one of the services that we do offer through calling the helpline is an opportunity to have a care consultation one-on-one with the family and staff, or sometimes just with the family without the potential dementia patient and the staff members to have further discussion about how to proceed with it. Generally, those are things we encourage the family members to have a meeting to go to the physician's appointment with their loved one.
Right.
I know that that's very difficult sometimes, where the parent will insist on not having anyone else involved in their care. So that is something that if you call the helpline, you'll get some guidance on that. We also, that's one of the programs that we do offer, one of the 22 community programs. So there are great resources available. You just have to, you just have to reach out.
I'm going to ask you about those in just a minute.
Yeah.
So we'll continue on. But Jim and Sandy, I hope that answers your question.
Good luck. Good luck.
Right. Absolutely.
And call the helpline, please.
Yes, call the helpline, and well, they'll get Jamie.
They'll get Jamie.
Right? Get Jamie. So, all right. Thank you very much for your question. You mentioned the support groups. Could you tell us a little bit more about some of the support groups?
Certainly. We have 5 core programs that we're involved with. The helpline we've discussed.
Right.
The support groups are wonderful. I mean, we actually have them in the Alzheimer's offices in Albany, but they're also in the region. We have a 17-county chapter, and in that 17 counties, there are 13 regional points of service where staff are different days of the week that are providing services, are doing care consultations, which is also one of the core things that we've discussed, and the support groups are helpful. We've got early stage Alzheimer's support group to help those who are diagnosed, who are younger than the traditional age, to work that out for themselves, as well as having caregivers support groups. They're excellent, and we also have education programs as part of our core services.
Wow. What about safety services?
Oh yeah, our Safe Return, which you discussed on the segment today. It's wonderful. It's a national registry. We do know that on average 6 out of 10 the adults with Alzheimer's do wander at some point in time. 6 out of 10. So, so we do want to, make sure that the people utilize that service. Again, it is. There's no charge,
Right.
and you can find the information on the website and be involved in that registry, and we'll do everything that we can to make sure the loved ones
No,
are
I think
returned.
that's fantastic, and as I mentioned, that's a nationwide program.
Correct.
So wherever you might be, or wherever, if your loved one has wandered off, if they've wandered quite a distance outside the capital region, I mean, this is going to hopefully be able to help, because it is nationwide.
It is, and actually, speaking of nationwide, we often get calls on the helpline that are from people who live in different places. Either they live out of state and their parents live here, or they live here and their parents are out of state and they need guidance.
Right.
So it isn't just, basically you get exactly what you need. It doesn't matter if your loved one is not right here.
Right.
You'll still get the referrals that will be helpful to you.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Are there other services that the Alzheimer's Association offers that
Well, actually,
you need to know about?
some of in those 5 core services, there's a host of things within them that are really exciting. We actually, on the support group side that we've already discussed, we're in the process of creating a bilingual support group in Montgomery County, which will be a first for our chapter. We do have a bilingual director of programs and services, which is wonderful, but that will be helpful. And on the education program side, we have in those, that we've got the 17 counties. There are 22 different community programs that are available. So there's, someone can call us and find out what the programs are, and they can be done at local, at care facilities. They could be done at libraries. They could be sponsored by companies, and it basically is the full gamut of anything you could want to know about, Alzheimer's, dementia, the warning signs, the basic facts of it. So there's really great community programs that are out there.
So libraries, I would imagine churches probably are involved with this.
They do, and they will work in with the Alzheimer's Association local office, and then they'll get the program scheduled, and it really is an exciting service that we offer.
It sounds wonderful.
It is.
Yes, it does, and it reaches 17 counties, you said.
It does, and we also have another benefit. If a corporation is sponsoring an event, they can either choose to have an educational program internally for their staff as an education piece, or they can underwrite the cost of having a program in the community. So let's say, CBS 6 was the sponsoring a basics, the 101 class. It could be at the library, and they would underwrite it, and then the community could come at no cost to them. So there's a lot of ways for people to help.
That's tremendous. Wow, that really is. Thank you so much for sharing that. I have on here. I'm not sure I'm going to ask you. That's why I'm asking.
Certainly.
What are care consultations?
That is actually what the last question would be, where you either have family members alone with staff, or family members and a potential, or a person with Alzheimer's with the Alzheimer's staff, and they basically talk about next steps. The Alzheimer's staff member who's trained will explain the disease in greater detail, will assist with them creating a plan, make recommendations on the services that are available to them, let them know, make the right fit for what's available and what they need.
Going back to Jim and Sandy's
question.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that the consultations are, as you said, are either going to be private or maybe with the loved one, or
correct. Based on the situation, based on the recommendation. It is.
Exactly right.
It is.
Wow.
And they can come to you. I mean, the care consult can be done in your home, or you can come to the office.
Oh, you don't have to go to the office. Okay, they will come out to your home.
Yes.
All right, including all 17 counties? Or?
We have staff that handle parts of the entire region.
All right, so as long as you're in one of those 17 counties, even if you're in the farthest one out, somebody will come to your home.
Yep.
That's great to know. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about some of your education programs.
Certainly.
I know there's a Caregivers Conference.
Yes,
that's gonna be coming
so
up.
in addition to the community programs that I discussed earlier, the Caregivers Conference is in its 16th year. It is a sellout. It is a wonderful event. It will be this year on Tuesday, June 12th at the Marriott on Wolf Road, and it is nationally and locally recognized speakers. There are seminars, breakout sessions that are aimed at giving assistance to caregivers. There's going to be over 50 exhibitors, so you have access to businesses that are providing services vital to, to what it is that you need. There's it sells out at 400, so we do it's a great
how
time.
Many can you accommodate?
About 400, and
400.
yeah, so the exhibit space is sold out right now, and it's a very popular event. It had traditionally been in the fall, and we're moving it to June, so it's upcoming.
I've been to it before, but I'm thinking fall, so I am right.
Yes,
Okay.
you are. You are.
I'm
so,
forgetting, but no, I'm not.
so
It is right.
we're excited. It'll be
Good.
another
Good.
fantastic event.
Oh my gosh, yes. I know when I was there, it was just, to me, outstanding.
It's packed. It's packed, and everyone walks away feeling really good about it.
Now, do people need, because you're limited, do people really need to make a reservation in advance?
It is best to do that, yeah. So, and all that information is on our website. So you can register and pay and do everything right then and there. It's a really great rate. It's only $30 for caregivers.
I was going to ask, how much is it?
Yep, and
$30?
it's $85 for professionals. So
$85
we do receive funding to help underwrite the cost of the caregivers attending.
Wow, that's great. And it's at the Marriott this year on June 12th.
June 12th.
It's a Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday, June 12th, and it's an all-day thing.
It's yes, it's 8 to 4.
8 to 4, right. And you should register ahead of time. If you don't, I guess you can take your chances.
You can take your
if get
chances,
in,
but
right. But you could potentially.
yeah, it's best to register in advance so
Right.
you can pick your seminars.
Exactly, and pick your seminars,
Yeah.
right, yeah. I know I was particularly impressed with not only the number of vendors that were there, but as you said, the nationally known and locally known speakers. I mean, absolutely.
They're wonderful.
Tremendous
They have great knowledge base, and really left everyone feeling good that they spent their time there.
Oh, absolutely. Are all your education programs for caregivers? Or?
Actually, they're not. We have a professional speaker series that is really interesting. You have local professionals with various areas of expertise, and they have provided everything from finance and taxes to veterans benefits, or even assisting professionals, anybody who to have a better dialogue with their doctor, so that they are asking the questions that they need to ask to get the proper care that doesn't even have to be dementia related. So there are things that are geared towards professionals, as well as how I mentioned earlier about the sponsors being able to have one of the community programs as an education piece for their employees.
Right. And how do you support all of this work? Money just falls from the sky, right?
I wish it did. We're fortunate. We receive direct donations, and also through memorials and tributes. We have our annual Walk to End Alzheimer's. We've got other events.
I'm sorry, go back.
The Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Correct.
Okay.
And other special events.
Okay, when is that walk usually?
We actually have regional walks, 5 regional walks, and we have 3 coming up in Adirondack, Leatherstocking, and Fulton Montgomery, all in May. And then the big walk, because this is a signature event, it's a national event, but they're local. We've got the big Capitol Walk to End Alzheimer's on Saturday, October 20th, and it's going to be at the beautiful Siena College campus.
Oh, what a great spot.
It will be a great family day. We'll have 1,400 people there. Food, music, entertainment. It'll be a great, invigorating family activity.
What a great way.